everyone, welcome back to another movie review. Today I am reviewing the movie Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. Now, there's a lot of love-hate with this movie. There was a lot of production problems too, as they ran out of money to do this movie, so most of the movie had to take place on the boat rather than in Manhattan like they originally planned to. But this movie is a guilty pleasure for me. It's one I still watch every year. Not all the time like the others, but I still watch it at least one time each October. Now, Jason Takes Manhattan was released on July 28th, 1989. It had a $5 million budget and it made $14.3 million at the box office, making it the lowest earning Friday the 13th movie in the franchise. This was written and directed by Rob Heaton. It has a 4.6 out of 10 on IMDb, an 8% on Rotten Tomatoes, and an 84% on Google. Like I said, it had the budget restrictions with this movie. Money was really tight, which is why they couldn't shoot in Manhattan like they wanted to. They only did it for the last basically 25 minutes maybe of the movie. But this movie stars Kane Hodder as Jason, Scott Reeves, Peter M. Richmond, V.C. Dupree, Kelly Hugh, and Ace. He plays Toby the dog in this movie. This movie has good things and bad things with it. Well, let's go with the good things. The cast is not that good in this movie. I mean, there's not a lot of cast in horror movies that are actually great or good, but the cast wasn't all that good. Kane Hodder stands out. There's a lot of kills that were actually decent, but the best kill happens in Manhattan, in my opinion. You have many characters on the ship. You have all high school seniors who are looking to graduate. Julius is a boxer. Then you have the snobby girl who tries to seduce her teacher, English teacher, on the ship to pass the class. You have the geek with the camera. You have the rocker with the guitar. But in this case, it's a female rocker, which, all actuality, it doesn't sound that bad when she's playing. But you have all different types of characters on here. Then, of course, the teacher has a niece that is afraid of water. She lives with him because her parents died. She has a friendship with one of her other teachers in this movie, but she also has a friendship with Sean in this movie, and that is played by Scott Reeves. She Winnie is a sweet girl, but she's not liked by many of her female classmates. They think she's a goody-goody and everything, but Jason, in this movie, he is at Camp Crystal Lake where he was drugged down by Tina's father at the end of Part 7. Of course, one of the couples from the trip decided to take another boat to Camp Crystal Lake and have a little fun and have a little sex. And their anchor gets caught in the electric cable in the water. And this is what brings Jason back to life. And he comes aboard their nice little boat there, and basically picks them off one by one. And then, for some other reason, he's able to drive that boat to where all the kids were going to be going on their trip. He climbs aboard that ship. For some reason, he was undetected while getting on the ship during the day. That's something I'll get into the negative here, but other goods is I like some of the kills. Um, the the part of the movie when they're in Manhattan is the best by far. Um, but the kill with the guitar is really good. Uh, the uh, the one lady, uh, Eva, basically she just strangled, but he throws her around like a rag doll when they're on the dance floor. But there is one girl in this movie that actually uh, did some other things. Kelly who plays Eva Von Not to Be. She was in The Scorpion King. She was in X-Men 2. She did animated Scooby Doo movie, Samurai Sword. So she's done a lot of things. She's about the only one in here besides Kane that's done other projects, and she is gorgeous in Scorpion King. Oh my lord! Uh, I loved her in X-Men 2. Uh, yeah, I really enjoyed her. She's about the only highlight in this movie. You can tell she has the most experience out of some of the other actors. Uh, and of course, there is a douchebag in this movie, which we will get to. Uh, Now, some of the negatives, of course, the movie doesn't take place in Manhattan, but maybe 20, 25 minutes, if that. That's disappointing. How Jason is able to get aboard the ship during the daytime undetected, climbing on the side of the ship, is mind-boggling. Uh, but I know it's just a movie, but that is one thing that I really never understood. Uh, then you have some characters that are just you don't need to know anything about them. You meet a father's son. The father is the captain of the ship, and he wants his son to follow in his footsteps. That is Sean Robinson, played by Scott Reeves, and he has no interest in that crap. And uh, it's just the dialogue between some of these characters is really bad. Not needed, in my opinion. Uh, then, of course, you got uh, the girl who's the bitch of the high school class. She ends up knocking Winnie in the water because she knows she's afraid of water. But she gets hers in the end. Jason takes care of her. Uh, but Julius uh, is pretty cool. He's not too bad in this movie. But overall, though, the acting is pretty bad. The dialogue is it's not very good. Uh, and I could go back to the script too. But the best part of the movie is when they go to Manhattan and you have survivors: Winnie, uh, Sean, Julius. Of course, you have the dog. Then you have both her teachers. One is who is her uncle. They all survive and they actually make it to Manhattan. But of course, Jason's not too far behind, and he follows them into Manhattan, and then he has some very fantastic kills while in Manhattan. With the two drug guys who kidnapped Winnie, it's like he was doing it to protect her or help her out. Uh, but my favorite kill happens when Jason tracks down Julius and tracks him on top of this roof, and Julius just starts boxing him and working him towards the edge of the roof. As soon as he gets close to the edge, he's out of breath, his hands are bleeding, and he says the dumbest thing ever you could say to Jason Voorhees. He says, "Come on, motherfucker, give me your best shot." Well, Jason obliges him because in one swoop punch, hits him and knocks his head completely off, and it rolls into a dumpster. That is my favorite kill in this movie. I love that kill. I play it back at least 10 times every time I watch the movie. It's just so fun to watch his head just pop up. And I even play it in slow motion too. And it's a lot of fun. Uh, but yeah, Jason, this movie, he finally gets to kill the asshole, which is the uncle. Um, he basically tried to drown his niece when she was younger because he's trying to teach her how to swim, and she remembers that. So they end up uh, leaving him by himself, and Jason grabs him. First thing is he throws him out this window, like a second story window, which is sweet. Then he takes him and dumps him in this barrel of acid with rats and stuff. And yeah, that was just sweet. You could tell Kane Hodder was having fun with that kill in that scene. Then there's another scene which is really funny. There's these group of thugs on the sidewalk. And when Sean and Winnie come out of the subway, they turn and look back, and there he is after being electrocuted on the train tracks. He's standing there, and so he starts chasing them, of course. And the guys, the four punks, have this radio sitting on this table on the sidewalk, and Jason just walks by and just kicks the radio, and they're like, "You're gonna be dead, slime bag." And they pull out their knives. He turns around, just lifts up his mask, and that's all that happens. Because they're like, "It's cool, man, it's cool." And they take off. And that is a priceless moment for Jason Voorhees' character. And then another one is when he's chasing them into this diner, and they go out the back. But before that, they stop in and say, "There's a maniac trying to kill us." And the waitress is like, "Welcome to New York." And then Jason slams through the door, just rips it to shreds. And then, of course, you have this wannabe badass cook that pushes everybody out of the way and goes towards Jason like, "Look here, you son of a bitch." Jason just takes him and whips him across the wall. And, yeah, dude, you ain't stopping him. Get the hell out the way. And then, of course, they're chased down into the sewers. And at midnight, they flood out with sewage and everything. And so one of the workers down there tries to lead him out. Of course, Jason attacks him and beats him to death with a freaking pipe wrench. And then he knocks out Sean. And so she takes off. She ends up hitting him in the face with this acid, which melts his face and everything, and he can't see. And then the ending, which is kind of weird, after this sewage and everything comes, it turns him back into a little boy. And I never really understood that. I don't know if they're looking for a metaphor or what they were doing. But I really didn't like that. I wish they would have just had that sewage and everything just take him away and just let him be gone instead of doing that. But yeah, that is my review for Friday the 13th Part 8. Like I said, there's some good, but there's a lot of bad in this movie. And like I said, the best part of this movie is when they're in Manhattan. So in the comment section below, if you've seen this movie, give me your thoughts and opinions. And let me know, did you like it? Did you hate it? And if you're new to the channel, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. And let's share these videos with all your friends and family, and let's talk about movies. It could be any genre. I'll be talking TV shows as well. I do top 10s. You have any suggestions for top 10s that you want me to do? Just leave it in the comment section below, and I would love to get to that. But other than that, I'm going to give Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, a 5 out of 10. And yeah, it is a watchable movie. I do watch it because Jason is my favorite slasher character. But I definitely don't watch it for its Oscar-winning performances. Other than that, I thank you for watching this movie review, and I'll see you guys next time at my next movie review, which I'll be reviewing Jason Goes to Hell. So, till then, I thank you for watching, and check you later.